Hello YouTube. Today's video is going to be a celebration of my 5th year anniversary of my return to Washington, D.C. Okay? And what kind of a present has the Lord provided me on this day? Apparently, there are some indictments that are going to be coming down as a result of Mr. Durham's investigation. It says here that there could be bringing charges against current and former law enforcement and intelligence officials in this criminal investigation. And one of those names that I suspect, this is what I heard, is the first indictment is going to be for none other than the ex-CIA director, Brennan. What a wonderful gift. Now, let's talk about why I came back to Washington, D.C. 5 years ago. What what I'm going to be talking about, there's actually going to be more than one audience. So I'm going to be saying some things that's meant for one audience that isn't going to make sense to some of you other people. But I think you'll still be intrigued. So 5 years ago, I returned to Washington, D.C. from Denver. And that ticket was a one-way ticket. Yes, it was. And the reason I came back to Washington is because I had business there. Was upset with the fact that somebody had altered my criminal record in such a way that it gave people the false impression that I was a convicted drug dealer, and this really caused problems for me in my employment searches. Okay, but what really tipped the scales was when the incident in Colorado, what was it, Estes Park, Colorado. Now, for those that have access, I'm going to start giving you some hints, and then you can figure out, you can put the pieces together for yourself. Okay? Okay, it was, look for around April, May. You should find that I was admitted to a hospital in Estes Park, suffering from a head wound. Okay? The head wound was, I told them at the hospital that I had hit myself in the head with a pick. But that wasn't what happened at all. Something hit me in the head. I don't know what it was. I was standing there in the backyard working, and then something hit me. I spun around. I ended up on all my hands and knees and staring at the ground, watching the blood pool on the ground. And that injury resulted in a severe concussion. So anyway, I took that as a sign because 1 week earlier, I called up the FBI and threatened them. I told the FBI that if they didn't fix my shit, that I was going to make trouble for them. And then I explained to them about how back in 1992, when I was a contractor at U.S. Customs, I hacked into their database, along with several other government databases, some of which don't exist, at least officially, because I wanted them to know who I was. And now they said that they were going to come by and have a little talk with me, but they never showed up. So I took the incident at Colorado, at Estes Park, as a sign that, yeah, they looked into it, and that was their answer. So I returned to Washington with the intention of doing as much as I could to annoy the corruption in Washington that I knew existed. Okay, because I grew up in Washington, and for those that are whose these hints are for, you know how long I've been there. You know who my parents were. You know who my friends were. Now for some more hints. You know when the flight was when I came to Washington. Do a Freedom of Information request against the Capitol Police on that date. See if I showed up there. And if I did, who was it I met with? Okay, that's hint number one. Hint number two. Okay, what will be hint number two? Oh yes, you know who my girlfriend is. Okay, research who her father is. Here's a little hint. He's a retired captain from the Secret Service. Okay, and research his involvement with Hillary Clinton in regards to how he was forced into retirement. Okay, then I want you to research who her ex-husband is, and specifically, what was he doing in the Ukraine in 2013? Okay, and did he bring anybody back with him? Okay, then I want you to research who was working on around hangars 19 and 20 at Andrews Air Force Base. See if my name pops up in 2016. Just spoiler alert for those that don't realize the significance of those hangar numbers. That's where Air Force Ones are stored. That's where the president's personal aircraft are stored. Find out if I was on the work crew there during the spring of 2016 and what was I doing there. And then the last hint is I want you to plot a path between the Capitol Police's headquarters and the train to take you back to Virginia. And then once you have that path, I want you to see how close the Democratic National Committee's headquarters is. And then, of course, you might want to research what exactly it was that I did with Mike Emmons in regards to the H-1B visa thing and where the information came that we leaked to the press. Anyway, so there you go. There's some hints. And the reason I'm hinting now is because obviously I'm weak and I want to rub it in. You idiots. Complete idiots chasing your tails around. No idea who screwed you and why. Anyway, God has been gracious and he has blessed me and he has smited my enemies and soon I shall be restored. So there you go. Enjoy your day, YouTube, and hopefully there'll be lots and lots of more videos because I'm not going anywhere.